Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to do a full breakdown and guide for Luis. We're going to analyze his strengths and weaknesses at those max stats. We're going to discuss preferred class options, best skills to inherit, pairing options, and weapons. And here's the thing, by the completion of this video, you're going to have a complete understanding of Luis and if he deserves a spot on your team and how to best utilize him if you so choose. So that being said, let's jump right into it.
Fight on, Divine One. Let us bring you and the emblems together once more.
So Luis's start class is Lance Armor. Luis is one of the best tanks in the game in my opinion, having one of the highest HP growth rates and defense stats. And those are absolutely the stats that we're looking for from our tankers. There's many options that you could promote him to, such as General, Great Knight, Paladin. In this video, I'm going to use him as a Paladin, but many of you might be thinking, hey, this would have made a great General. Well, here's the thing about Generals. They have the weakness of resistance, right? Luis, as a General, I've tried it too, could be taken down by like 1 to 2 mages. Plus, General only has 4 movement, and in matting mode, that's going to be absolutely unacceptable. That's a big disadvantage. Those are the reasons why personally I'm choosing Paladin over General. It's just a far more balanced class with really high movement. And as we all know, movement is the best stat in the game. So sure, he's going to have a little bit less health this way, but gaining the movement, absolutely a worthwhile trade-off in my opinion. Alright, if you're familiar with my channel at all, you know what we have to do next, and that is to max out those stats. We need to know not just how good is this character right now, but how good can he possibly become? Well, let me spoil that for you now, right? His max capped stats as a Paladin are 77 health, 16 build, 46 strength, 21 magic, 44 dexterity, 35 speed, 38 defense, 27 resistance, and 31 luck. So taking a quick look on that, obviously you can see he's quite balanced actually as a Paladin. Even though he's a tanker, he's got that good versatility. He can attack with physical and magical attacks. He's got super high movement. It's going to be easy for him to chase off enemies or run away from enemies if we're going to be using a little hit and run strategy with him. Honestly, shouldn't be necessary though. This man can take the hits. Alright, to jump over to his skills, let's first start by talking about his personal skill, which is called Admiration. How it works is, if 2 female allies are adjacent within 2 spaces of Luis, he will take 2 less damage during combat. Now, 2 less damage by the end game doesn't sound very impressive, but a lot of times that could be the difference between a dead Luis and a living Luis. So, you know what, we'll take it. The one thing I will say though is, you're going to want to choose Alear as a female. There's just so many bonuses for that. But keep in mind, Luis is absolutely going to be a frontline character, and I know for myself, for a lot of people playing, they'll like to max out Alear, which makes a lot of sense as well. So Alear is also a frontline character. If you make Alear a female, you have another female tanker, you're already setting up for that extra 2 damage, but 2 less damage, which is pretty fantastic. So as long as you have Alear as a female, you could take such good advantage of this personal skill, and it's worthwhile for you. So we're going to pivot over to his class skill, which is called Pivot. See what I did there? Anyway, you're going to use it to move to the opposite side of an adjacent ally. So think about that actually. You could gain 2 movement if you run Luis to the end of his movement and you had an ally waiting there. To get to the other side of that ally would give you 2 additional move. That's pretty fantastic considering you already know how important movement actually is as a stat in this game. You could also use it to chase enemies down. That's probably something you'll really want to use with Luis. So he just gets so much more movement through this skill. And you can also use it to spam support with his emblem, which is really important to have as you move forward into the end game. As for his weapons, this class is actually locked to lances. So I'm going to bring a ton of really good lances, right? For example, we want that Brave Lance +5, so we can be getting the higher damage on enemies. We can be getting, probably some quadruple hits. He does have good speed. We're going to bring the Spear +5 because we want to give him the opportunity to attack from a distance. Flame Lance +5, because we need a magical attack, right? We need something that is going to be especially good against low resistant units like generals or great knights that are very pesky in this game. And then of course a great Silver Lance +5 so we can bring in more damage when triggering his engage skill. On top of this, you're still going to have a slot or two left, so at that point you could bring a few healing items like a Vulnerary or an Elixir, just in case your healer's already busy healing someone else or just can't reach him, whatever it might be. It's better to be safe than sorry for sure. The final, and I would say most important part probably, is pairings. So I tried maxing his bond level out with a ton of different emblems, and what I found was that Sigurd offered the best one. I mean, first thing I noticed is that with Sigurd, he could move up to 14 blocks. Think about that. That is, on some maps, that's like a huge portion of the map. So that's insane. I love to see it. Also, some other notable things. Luis can gain 10 more attack when he's using a lance, and he benefits from the skill hit +30. So that is already huge for him from an attack perspective. But it makes his hit rate even higher. We can guarantee that he's going to be hitting fast enemies. You think Sword Masters and Griffin Knights, you're going to be missing units like that a lot. It'll be nice to have him able to come in and hit them and do some good frickin' damage at the same time as well, right? I mean, this is the one that I used for my maddening mode run, and currently in my Outrun trials, I'm using it as well. Very satisfied with the performance. If you want to test it, you can check my ID in the description and go fight me in the Outrun trials. You tell me if he's any good. Alright, there you have it. We've been talking about Luis in detail here. I'm pretty proud of him. I'm pretty happy to use him in my Outrun trials. Definitely using him in my maddening mode runs, but I want to know, will you be using him? Let me know down in the comments. And if you built him differently, I would love for you to share your build in the comments as well so we can all learn from each other. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate all the support from all of you. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, definitely engage with me down in the comments there as well. And thanks for another one. I cannot wait to see you in the next video.